I was going to talk about myself
Hmm.
and all of my
Little Liz
important
time.
things.
It
I would
It's
is.
in
love to
Liz
hear
time.
about Liz and all of her important things.
All right, chat. We need you to slow down. We need you to get cozy. Grab a blanket. Maybe grab a tissue or two. This is honestly
Engineering.
one of my favorite moments in Desert Bus. For why do we do what we do? And Liz has left the room.
Engineering,
Got
are
it.
you
What do you
ready?
mean Liz has left the room? There, she's right there.
She's gone to.
And I'm back.
Liz Prime has left.
I was trying to turn down the lights, but I don't have a cool way to do it, so I had to like physically do it. But it did look like I was just like, and let's talk, and then I ran away. I'm not ready for the feelings, but I'm ready now. Okay, so I tell the story every year, and I think that sometimes that I'm telling it a lot, but I realize that there are a lot of people that may not actually know my story. So welcome to the Liz-overse. It's full of happy and sadness. So Desert Bus is important to me for many reasons. It has a great group of people who are awesome and dumb and silly, and then there's Matt. But I started volunteering because of Child's Play Charity, actually. So when I was 11 years old, I was diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma cancer. My parents told me it was a tumor, and I didn't know what that meant at the time. There's a picture of me. That's me losing my hair and wearing bandanas and thinking I'm totally pulling it off, but no one can tell I don't have any hair. I was 11. But I remember my family told me that I had a tumor. I think they were probably too scared to say the word cancer. And I went to the doctor's office at Seattle Children's Hospital, and they went through all the things that were going to happen, the treatment, losing my hair, all the stuff. And then it wasn't until I left where I was like, I thought people with cancer were supposed to lose their hair, not people with tumors. And my whole family stopped behind me. Like, it was almost a TV show moment because I turned around and they were all very concerned because they realized at 11 I didn't know what a tumor meant. And then I got really scared realizing that was cancer. I say that because it's interesting how the word itself is kind of scary. I didn't really talk about this part of my life for a long time just because I found that sometimes people would look at me differently having had cancer because it's such like a big C. But that's also, I think, what's good about sharing my story right now is that we are doing a lot of fun things. I always say like we're building human pyramids, but we haven't really done that digitally. Virtually, we will one day. But we get to do some fun things and people are donating and we're doing random dance parties. And it's this awesome experience of community coming together, but we're also donating games and consoles and toys and many other things to kids who need them. From my experience of being a kid in the hospital at age 11, I was scared. Like someone had told me I had cancer, and all I knew about that was, Lifetime original dramatic movies of what that means, and a lot of feelings and scariness. And my family tried to protect me as much as they could. Like I didn't need to worry about the fact that I didn't have any white blood cells. I just knew one day they decided we're going to give you more blood, and I had a blood transfusion while eating McDonald's. Like that was the area of life that I got to experience because it's hard to tell a kid that you're sick and that you might die. But one of the things that happened was that I was in the hospital a lot when I got sick because I didn't have a really great immune system. So I would be in the hospital in a room by myself in isolation. And my family was there to support me as much as they could, but my parents had to work and they came in as much as they could, but there was times that I spent by myself and I had to sort of figure out how to entertain myself. And then one day they rolled in this entertainment system and it was a Super Nintendo and a TV and Super Mario Brothers, but it was the one where you get the feather and you can fly with the raccoon suit. Anyone know which one that is?
It's Mario 3.
Maybe
Thank you.
Mario 3, yeah.
Yeah, so Mario 3. But it was really cool because I really hadn't been allowed as a kid to play video games because my family was like that. Suckers, now that's all I do. But so I got to play, and it was this amazing moment that I got to feel like a real kid. I wasn't too tired to keep up with my friends playing on the playground anymore like I was when I was at school. I was just able to be a kid and play a video game, and with a feather I could fly. It was this amazing moment that really kept me feeling safe, but also was distracting from the fact that I was feeling very ill and that I was tired and that I was in pain a lot. So I hearing about what Child's Play does, and then also Desert Bus, I decided to volunteer to tell more of my story, but also I can contribute. I have a way that I can help other people, because we see these pictures, or like even as a kid seeing these Lifetime movies that the word cancer was scary, it was hard to associate it with something real. So I get to be here as a person that you can see that went through that this isn't just like a hypothetical person that we're helping. These are real people, that it makes a difference. And for me, as old as I am now, like there's way cooler games. And what Child's Play, I've seen them do over the years, the way that it's not just about here's a video game, it's here's how to use these type of games. Here's a kid who is experiencing this type of pain. This is the game that we recommend. Here's a type of game that we recommend that's for kids who need to like connect with their parents in a very scary environment. So how do you play with your parents? And it's expanded from hospitals to like domestic shelter where kids are experiencing trauma. Like they can also have a moment where they get to be just a kid again. And for me, that was life-changing. So knowing that what you are donating to right now is changing the lives of kids and families around the world. A lot North America centric, but it's been so cool to see how much it's expanded. So I have a few pictures I wanted to show. That's me and my dad. I had just had to have my hair grow back because I had radiation and I lost all of my hair, but then I went through, I'd gone through chemotherapy, I lost my hair, and then I went through radiation treatment because the cancer was on my neck. And then if we go to another picture, it shows how they strapped me down to the table so that I wouldn't move. There we go. So that's actually side by side. So that's my class picture in 6th grade, and then me third space. So they made this like cool mask that then like strapped into a board. And as a kid, that's kind of terrifying. Though for many years after that, like when I got my ears pierced, I used to hang it on the wall and I could put my earrings through the holes on the mesh.
What? I've been telling this story for like
before.
a decade, and it's the first time I've heard that part.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
What? It's kind of cool.
For years afterwards, I put it on the wall and I just like hung my earrings on it. I guess that was
Cool.
my way of processing that trauma.
All
I
right.
got you back, cancer. You can't scare me. But no, it's a terrifying mask because it's like coming out of the wall. But it fit me perfectly. Yeah, so I want to share the story so that you can hear that not only are you donating, but that if you get a cool mask, you can put earrings on them as a fashion tip if you want to decorate your place. But I know that there are many people who are watching who are in chat because every year this is a way that people are able to share their stories that have made a difference in their lives or people that they know. And I love you all because this is a really difficult space to be a kid and be sick. But I got to have cool people around me and have someone had donated something that made a difference in my life, and the scale at which we are able to make a difference. Like that, wait, which way is it? Yeah. That money over there, like that is an insane amount of kids that get to be helped. So thank you. And like, what are we at? 7 million Lifetime?
Almost 7.5.
What the buzz? Like when I started this as just helping out, it was a little bit that I could conceptualize how many lives that impacts, and now it's just amazing to see. So it's like I feel so lucky to be here, to have made it through my experience as a kid, but also to be able to give back and then see how wonderful you guys are to help support that. So you can do it. Anyway, there's my story. Any questions?
Thank you. Thanks for
Yeah, thanks, Liz.
doing that, Liz. And the stuff that, especially in recent times, that Child's Play, and new research has come out and stuff about how, Child's did this idea of providing toys and games and things for children who are in these really unfortunate situations. There's obviously the idea of giving a kid something to do, something to distract them, giving their sibling who also has to stuck in the hospital something to do, something to distract them. Obviously that's important, but the new research that's been coming out recently about the actual medical implications, like we're talking not just making the kid feel better or be more amused, but literally using less pain medication, actually the outcomes of the hospital stay from a health point of view are actually improved in all sorts of really interesting ways that we're finding out about, which is amazing.
And proving it with science.
Yeah. And talking about, there's a wonderful thing about that being able to use VR even to show somebody what a CAT scan is going to feel like or going to be like, because of course you have to be really still, and it can be a very scary experience. It's a wonderful thing, and Child's Play has this great. I love the charity of Child's Play because it sort of has this exponential thing. If you donate a Xbox to a hospital, it's not just one kid that's going to get to play with that. You're helping. There's a whole bunch of stuff. It's very cool.
Yeah. There was the documentary that we were filming, and I got to go to the hospital, the children's ward at the in Victoria. Ashton, you were there.
Yeah.
There was a lot of crying because it's the first time I've been sort of in a child's cancer ward since I was there as a patient. So that was very difficult. But seeing like actual kids experiencing, just being a kid, but still very ill, and their parents talking about how much the games helped them in person was just this amazing experience. And then I cried instantly because it's very hard for me to be there without feeling all of the emotions. But it was really cool to see in person. Thanks, Jeff.
That was back when we were filming the documentary.
Yeah, that would have been for Desert Bus 10.
Yeah.
Reasons it took way too long then, but it is now the Desert Bus documentary is available up on YouTube. If you want a really sort of a great kind of encapsulation overview of some of the background behind Desert Bus kind of stuff. I mean, nothing can prepare you for Desert Bus as it is, but it's something anyway.
The name of the documentary is We Are Desert Bus, and if you just search for that, it'll be the first thing.
You
that
literally
comes up.
Bring tissues.
Google Desert Bus documentary and you'll find it.
There's
almost 2 hours.
There's lots of fun feels.